for the type of channels I'm getting today, I wish I was not tone deaf or partially like deaf because of a sinus infection right now. But the song 40 Day Dream by Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. Well, I've been sleeping for 40 days and someone better pinch me because this dream's too amazing. Just feels like you're getting your heyday. You're getting the magic coming in. It's the season of the witch, season of accountability for those who didn't do the necessary work, season of accountability for those people that you set healthy boundaries against in order to give yourself space to grow. There's something really exciting. I have a friend who is a therapist, and so I kind of giggle whenever she compliments me on my communication or she compliments me on something I did. And I just tell her, I'm like, oh my God, it's just so funny because every time you compliment me, it means something so much more because I know you deal with a lot more people on a daily basis. And you're telling me that I'm handling things really well. Not that I needed her to tell me I was handling things well, because I also come in contact with a lot of people on a daily basis, but there's just something that's really nice. Money coming in, friends, money coming in. There's something really kind about feeling in your power and actually having somebody whose opinion actually matters to you be a really nice opinion that matters, you know? So today we're focusing on our sacral chakra. I honor and respect my sexuality and I allow the natural flow of my feelings. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise and I release unnecessary guilt around sex. I'm open to the positive sensual feelings coming to me from others. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and balanced. Okay, so my friend, you have a lot of positive things coming to you. So creativity is sexual energy. Expressing yourself is sexual energy. Sexual energy does not have to actually mean the word sex. Just saying. Sexual energy is like giving into your aura, giving into the feminine side, giving into the masculine side, giving into the healed aspects of feminine masculinity. Healed, probably more feminine, honestly. The feminine energy is like the beauty. The feminine energy is the beauty, where the masculine energy protects the beauty at all costs. The beauty will not suffer because the masculine energy makes sure the beauty has a safe space. So there's something coming in about you feel more safe in your energy. You're feeling more grounded in your energy. You're feeling like you still have some stuff to let go, but that's normal. We're human. That's the human bits. The human bits of just trying to figure out what direction you want to move, the human bits of being emotionally connected to things, even if they're people that were toxic, situations that were toxic. The longer you spend time away from toxic energy, the more you start to realize how toxic it actually was. When you're up in that relationship, when you're up working at that job, when you're talking to that parent that's toxic, when you're talking to that friend that's toxic, when you're up in that energy, it's really hard to figure out something's toxic because a lot of times toxic energy feeds off of positive energy. So it's feeding off of your positive energy in order to exist. Toxic energy needs energy to survive. So it suctions it away. When you pull yourself away from it, the more time that you spend away from that job, the more time you spend away from that relationship, the more time you spend away from that neighbor, from that friend, from your second cousin twice removed, whatever it might be, you start to get more clarity because you start to recognize how your body was feeling. Your body is the first thing to take the energy on, and your body is the last thing to release the energy. And I'll give you an example, my friend. I think I'm a very emotionally strong, and it's not that I forgive people easily. It's that, especially as a psychic and reading energy, I understand why people sometimes are the way that they are, especially when they have a lot of blockages in their heart. I can feel it. I can feel the pain that got them to that moment. I can also see how many opportunities they had to release that pain until now. I can see how many opportunities they still have to release that pain. So it's like ebbs and flows of understanding that somebody who could hurt you, somebody that could be negative to you, had something negative happen to them, so it's coming down the line. We're stopping that. We're not just stopping generational traumas being passed down, generational abuse being passed down, generational liars, generational toxicity. We're not stopping it in our own families. We're holding accountability around us in every single situation so we can try to stop it from other people's families, other people's energy, other people who weren't strong enough to stop it themselves. If we, like, the entire world is the heart. The entire world is the heart. We're all components of the heart. We're all trying to keep the heart healthy. We're attacking ourselves when we attack each other. So when we actually give gratitude, when we give space, when we give healthy boundaries, we're creating healthiness in the heart because we're trying to stop the toxicity from going through it. Together we win. You have to do a lot of work on yourself, and then that radiates and inspires other people to do hard work on themselves. Not that you have to. I mean, you don't have to do anything in this life. You get to choose what you do. But it just feels like setting those healthy boundaries, standing up for yourself is moving you in the right direction. Things take time. You can't rush it. Sometimes you can't even see how things are coming full circle. You're moving in the right direction. This is a lot of money, a lot of stability, a lot of positive things coming in. The more that you move the toxic energy out, the more that you have space for newness to come in. But it feels like you've already done all of that hard work. You've done that hard work. 40-day dream, it's almost like you're waking up from like hibernating. You're waking up from closing yourself off to the world. You're waking up from feeling like you can't trust people because you couldn't trust people before. You're waking up from not feeling safe, and you're moving into that feeling of feeling more stable, more safe, more in your power, more in your energy. And that's why the sexual energy is flowing. You feel yourself. You feel the energy you're radiating. You feel the way that you're moving the energy through your body. You truly are starting to just feel so much more bliss, which 40-day dream, someone pitched me this dream's too amazing. It's going to start feeling so good so quickly that it's going to feel like you're like walking in a daydream. Things don't make sense. I really feel like something's about to hit. It's like I can start to feel like a little bit of bliss, but it's like it won't fully like bring that in. It's the healing, breaking out of isolation, realizing that just because you've known someone for a very long time does not mean that you have to keep them in your energy. It's about quality, not quantity. And that includes yourself. Wouldn't you rather hang out with your quality, amazing self than hanging out with somebody who's just going to lower your vibration and not make you feel good about who you are? Getting through that emotional stress, really healing, really being open to the next level. It still feels like you have to come up against something that you're going to have to turn away, but now you're able to come up against it because you're coming from a place of compassion. You're coming from a place of understanding compassion, understanding that it's not about winning the fight. It's about speaking the truth. Ooh, let's say that again. It's not about winning the fight. It's about speaking the truth. And then you let the truth speak for you. Like you let the universe take care of things for you. You let the divine take care of things for you. But then you get to the point where you're starting to feel that trauma finally release from your body, because your body's the last to release that trauma. So you're releasing that trauma from your body of people who wronged you, people who made you like cower, people who made you feel like you had to go internally, like protect your space, protect yourself. And you're starting to realize that you don't need to necessarily come in contact with people who made you feel that way, because you're so in tune with your body. You're starting to recognize that it really didn't feel good being around those toxic situations. So that's why it feels like a win, because it's finally coming full circle. I don't know if it was you got laid off. I don't know if you got out of a relationship that was toxic. You let go of friends that were toxic. You started switching up your friend group. You probably went through a period of isolation, feeling alone, but now you're starting to feel more stable. Now you're starting to feel like, wow, like everyone I spend time with, like truly, like, wow, like amazing, like I actually feel good. And you're starting to hang out with people that make your cup continue to be full even hours after you left them, which is not true. There's a lot of people that you end up being around and you take from your cup to give them a little bit into theirs, but they're just taking, they have nothing to give you back. They have nothing to give you back. But now it just feels like you're more grounded. You're more grounded in your energy. You're coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place that things take time. It took time to move through my body. It took time to move through my traumas. It took time to move through my healing. And now it's not that like you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm here. Oh yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You just continue to give yourself so much love until you get to a point where you're like, wow, I did the best I could. Wow, I've evolved. Wow, I've learned. Wow, I show compassion even in the face of darkness. In the darkest of places, I still can turn the light on. In the darkest of moments, I know I can still take care of myself. It just really, honestly, it feels like a really big, warm, like bear hug right now. A really warm bear hug. So in LA, there's a man, Dr. Mikey, he's Dr. Mikey's Hug Bar. He pops up at a lot of like art festivals, like Burning Man. And it's this booth that you go to, and you can go to this booth and you order like a hug. And so there's different types of hugs. And so it's like, ooh, do I want the warm and fuzzy hug? Ooh, do I want the long and awkward hug? Do I want a big bear hug? What kind of hug do I want? And you can put your order in. And when you put your order in order to pay for this hug, you have to give compliments to whoever's working at this hug deli. Whoever's working at this hug deli, you got to give them compliments. And it's always been such an amazing experience for me. I would get anxiety standing behind, because taking a compliment, at least the way that I was brought up, it felt like egotistical. I didn't like it. I didn't like the attention on me. But that was just because I've been shamed for getting compliments before. Shamed because other people were jealous they weren't getting compliments, Shamed because of egotistical behavior. But truly, at the end of the day, beauty is genuine action. Beauty is truth. And so there was this big biker guy behind, and I had to give him a couple compliments for the hug that I wanted. And I remember I was looking into his eyes, and especially as somebody who has a design background, I ended up telling him, I was like, wow, like, I don't know if anyone's ever pointed out the speckles in your eyes. There's some green and yellow speckles that just kind of go over your hazel eyes, and they're really, really beautiful, my friend. And he had one single tear because he said he had never been complimented before on his eyes. And that's the beauty of Dr. Mikey's Hug Deli. That's the beauty of Dr. Mikey's Hug Deli. It's teaching people to give compassion to each other. It's teaching people to give positive energy to each other. You give me positive energy, you give me that compliment, and I'm going to give you the hug that you need. And like hug, especially heart-to-heart hugs are so healing. They're so healing. And because you've done so much work on you, my friend, this is like so many positive things coming your way. You are the star, because nobody could do the work for you. You had to do it yourself. And it was a long and bumpy road. It was not easy. You know it wasn't easy. I know it wasn't easy for you, my friend. If I could have held your hand through the whole process, I would have. I truly would have. But so many positive things are coming in right now. Let go of trying to think about what direction you're moving. Just trust the universe right now. Trust the universe. Trust the big surprises coming your way. Oof, so beautiful. You don't have to worry. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel safe. You're moving out from reminiscing about toxic relationships that are no longer serving you, but they're all going to be replaced with something much better. They're all going to be replaced with something so much healthier. You might have to come up against something, though. You might have to come up against something and just say, I have compassion for myself. I have compassion for you. But the situation wasn't healthy, and you have to admit it's not healthy. Communicating, it can only go both ways if the other person is willing to listen. But they can't hear you until they're actually ready to hear you, or they're mature enough to understand what you're saying. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Molly Moonfox, Millie, and my other cat is Moxie. We're the 3 M's. Join me again later. I love you all. Keep going.